What happens when a real estate contract expires? All right, guys, we're going to talk all about this real estate contract expiring and what does it mean, what is it about, and what actually happens if a closing doesn't occur or the contract expires. But before I do, I've got to give a shout out. Thank you for this question. Thank you for asking it. If you've got a question you'd like to have me answer, type it in the comments below and I'll put together a video like this. So here's the deal. When you're doing a purchase contract, you typically have some deadlines, okay? So the first thing you're gonna have is you're gonna have an inspection deadline. And what that is this is the date you're gonna have your inspections and you're gonna have your inspections done on the property and evaluations done on the property. So let's say, just to keep this all simple, let's just say January 1 is today. That's when you go under contract and you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna get my inspections done by January 10th, okay? Then the next deadline you're gonna look at is typically, you got your inspections and then you're gonna have an appraisal deadline, and maybe you say that's January 20th, and then you're gonna have a loan denial or financing contingency, and let's put that on January 25th, and then we're gonna close on the loan on January 30th, okay? So what this question is asking is, what happens if it's January 30th, or let's say it's February 1st, and we have not signed on this contract? What happens? Well, technically the contract expires. The contract's over. There is no, this beautiful contract that you just had is gone. It does not exist anymore. So you're gonna wanna do one of two things. You're either gonna say, okay, we're just gonna let the contract expire, or you're gonna do what's called an extension. So with an extension, which you're gonna wanna do prior to this January 30th or on January 30th, but it's gotta be before typically 5 p.m. on the day the closing is supposed to be, you do an extension where it basically says, we're extending the closing to be whatever date you want it to be. Maybe it's February 5th, you sign it, the seller signs it, you've got this extension that is an addendum, which basically says we all agree to change the closing deadline to now be February 5th. Everybody signs it, and now you don't have to redo the contracts or anything. You do this one addendum, everything carries over, and the closing actually happens on February 5th, and you close. Now, what if it's February 5th and you don't close? Well, then you want to do another extension. But the seller may say, I'm really sorry, I am tired of this, I do not want to continue extending. Then what happens? Well, typically the earnest money that you've put up, however much money that is, will go to the seller in most cases. You will lose your earnest money unless you were getting out before these deadlines. Meaning, if you did the contract on January 1st and it's January 9th, and you've done your inspections and found out this is not going to be a profitable deal, you can pull out of the contract, you can get your earnest money back. But at this point, you've passed every single deadline that you have. It's now February 6th, you've extended it once. In most cases, that earnest money is going to go to the seller. Now, it depends on how your contract is drafted, how your contract is written, but there may be some other things. So the seller may be able to sue for what's called liquidated damages. Okay, so they may be able to say, hey, you know what, we lost a bunch of money on this, you're responsible for that, you passed your deadlines, we're gonna come after you for that. That's pretty rare, but I have seen it in a few contracts. The other thing is that just the earnest money goes to the seller. The buyer just loses his earnest money. That's another thing that can happen here. The other thing is specific performance. So what can happen is the seller can sue you to say, you could have closed, you chose not to close, I'm gonna make you close. Again, that's rare, but these are 3 remedies that you'll find in some contracts, which is liquidated damages. I've lost money, you're gonna have to pay for that. Specific performance, I'm gonna make you do that. And then lastly, you're just talking about the earnest money going back to the seller where the buyer is losing the earnest money. Now, if you have been enjoying this video so far, hit that thumbs up button. It tells me I'm doing a great job and I love to see it. So here's the deal. When the real estate contract expires, you can do a lot of things to make sure you don't get into this situation. And the number one thing you can do is when you're establishing these deadlines right here, make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time. You don't want to be in a rush for these deadlines. You want to make sure you're going to have enough time to do your inspections and evaluation, to get your appraisals or values done, to make sure you can have your loan denial. If there's any question in your mind you can't get it done by these deadlines, make sure you extend them out some more originally when you make the offer. You see, a lot of people don't realize this. The buyer is the one that suggests these deadlines, and they do it in the purchase contract. Now, the seller can come and say, I'd like to change some of those, and it's negotiated. But most of the time when the buyer says, here's what I'm thinking on deadlines, the seller says, okay, that sounds reasonable, unless you are being unreasonable, and then the seller may say, that just doesn't work for me. So this is something you've got to take into consideration. You want to make sure you're hitting those deadlines in your real estate purchase contract if you're getting close to something that's going to be out. And this extension that we talked about applies not just to the closing or what's called the settlement deadline. It applies to every single one of these deadlines. So if you need to extend it, you can get an extension on any of those types of things. I will warn you, if you are going to extend it, the inspections, you may want to extend the other deadlines at the same time, so you give yourselves more time afterwards, because if you extend the inspections, then you might run yourself into an appraisal. So you've got to be very cautious when you're asking for those extensions, what other extensions may be necessary, and asking for them as well. So if you are interested, one of the things a lot of people are doing to find great deals right now is using postcards. And I've got a postcard template. It's already designed. It works. I'll give you a free copy of it. All you've got to do is text me your email address to 435-294-0433. Text me your email address, and I'll send you that free postcard template. You can even put your information in there, so it works really well. I have a great video on how to find off-market properties. If you want to get into these deals, you want to get off-market properties, I'll link that on the screen for you to check out. I also have a blog post on how do I find off-market properties, 26 strategies I have used. I will put that in the comments below so you can check that one out. Otherwise, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.